Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for another match of the pre-rounder 16. Scotland taking on Jamaica. The winner of this game will face off against New Zealand at 2 a.m. tonight. So it should be a very entertaining game. And out of these two sides, you'd have to say that Scotland come in as not just the favourites, but the heavy favourites. A lot of people expecting the Scottish to put on maybe 30 to 40 plus points over Jamaica here, but it's going to be an awesome game. And I am looking forward to seeing who's able to get themselves to win this Jamaican side, though. They've got some potential. We haven't seen them on the World Series, but their team will be Melville, Rampton, Bush, Denver, Stopani, Smith, and Adamson. Then looking through at the Scottish lineup, captained by Jamie Farndale. They've also got Cullen, Paddy Kelly, Davidson, Sofalaran, Barreto, and Elms. So actually no starting lineup spot for Jordan Edmund, and I believe he may not even be off the bench either, as he was possibly even left out of the Scottish side. But now a long kickoff made by Jamaica. We will be keeping you updated with the score throughout this whole match and also throughout the whole of the Sevens World Cup. Elms goes across to Barreto now. Scotland are playing a little bit dangerously, only a couple metres out from their own line, but now there's a lot of game, or a lot of space, I should say, for Sofalaran. But what we have seen so far throughout the night is a lot of slipperiness. Early morning at the moment in Cape Town. Mistake. Jamaica almost able to jump on their ball. Still 5 metres out from their own line, Scotland. Other games on Sky, they are actually on Spark Sport here in New Zealand. Nice wide pass. And now down the wing, it will be the foot race. And I believe Farndale's really starting to kick in the afterburners. Has he got the speed? He does. And that will definitely wear out Stopani in the process. He's had to chase him about 50 metres or so. But Jamie Farndale, the skipper of the Scottish, able to go in and get himself the first try of the match. And also England playing. So England, they have got Ireland at 12:39 a.m. That is going to be their round of 16 game. So that's not very easy for the English, you'd have to say. Although England, past World Cup wise, they have been runner-up 2 times in a row, 2018 and also 2014. I believe I've got the right years there, or was it 2017 in fact? But I know that New Zealand were able to win it for both of them. That's going to be knocked away to the side. Unfortunately, not converted for the Scottish there from Matt Davidson. And now the score remains at 5-0. I hope that the scoreboard realises that the game has started. Jamaica, they had a good kickoff. They kept Scotland deep inside of their own area, but then it was just a little mistake. That's going to be a knock-on from Barreto, and he's landed on his head almost. Now Jamaica with a good running attack going wide. Now cutting across Jamaica. Can he keep going? He can, and it's going to be the try for Cameron Melville. And he's got in, and Scotland, they will take the lead in this game now. Imagine the upset. I know that Jamaica were $100 underdogs to be able to go on and win this one. And also, well, at least lads had a nice visit to Cape Town, says Sebastian. Although they've still got plenty of other games. You've got the minor semi-finals. You've got the minor finals, the minor. There's a lot of minor at the moment for a lot of teams. Definitely if you lose your first opening game, but Jamaica, they don't want to be losing this game. It was a last-ditch attempt from Davidson, not able to get it, and Melville goes in for Jamaica. Right, this should be an easy enough drop kick. He's just snuck it over, and Jamaica, 7 points to 5 up over the Scottish. This is something that was unexpected for a lot of people in the prediction stakes, but Jamaica, they are certainly a side that can cause an impact. When they get it right, that is. I think that maybe later on in the game, we may see fatigue start to set in a lot more, and that's when Scotland will be able to shine. It could be close to half-time, though. Nice work from Farndale once again with the attack. Davison goes across to Barreto. Now one more, Paddy Kelly getting involved in the backline. Cullen tries the wide sling and pass, and it's gone straight over the head of Sofalaran. From behind, Cullen kind of looks like the youngster Anton Segner. From the front, he certainly does not. But from the back, he did at least look like Anton Segner of the Tasman Marco. Some of you will know who I'm referring to from the Bunnings NBC. Did actually see Tasman losing their last game up against Wellington. Have another crack this weekend, though. Believe they are going to be taking on Taranaki. It's going to be overthrown by Jamaica now 22 metres out from their own line. Scotland have got the attacking opportunity now. Sofalaran kicks it in behind. In fact, they've decided to kick it along the ground this time. That is smart because it's been very slippery. Jumping on that ball. Nice work from Sofalaran. And now Scotland, they've gone from their own 22 to Jamaica's 22. Passing it wide. Nice work here from Scotland. Almost able to go through. Barreto looks for the offload, but he's thrown it straight into the hands of Tyler Bush, who has to clean it up 5 meters out from the line now. There is a lot of pressure on Jamaica trying to throw it back infield. I thought there was a little knock on. It's a double blow of the whistle. I think they want to check this. And does Scotland score as well? Scoreboard going bonkers mental again, says Sebastian. So Scotland did score. Scotland scored the first try. Oh, high tackle penalty to Jamaica. That is actually very useful for the Jamaicans, as they were only about 5 to 10 meters out from their own line. Could have been a lot of pressure being caused there. One moment, we will go like this. So looking through, like I mentioned, the first quarter or the first round of 16 games going to be at 12:39. It was almost brilliant work from Scotland to keep that one in play, but I think Jamaica got just about the maximum distance that they could have got on that ball. But this game, whoever wins it, they will be going on to face New Zealand at 2 a.m. It should be a very exciting one indeed. We have got the, okay, sorry, boss, says Sebastian. There, no worries. It's all good. The scoreboard, like you mentioned, it can go absolutely rogue sometime. So it is very hard to tell what exactly is happening. But now it's going to be passed across. Scotland hanging on to this ball very nicely. Jamaica trying to stop the attack, and Barreto ball on the outside. In fact, it's Sofalaran this time. He will be running in, and Scotland will be able to score between the sticks for the second time in this match. Now they cross the line. Nice work from Sofalaran. Got himself over the line. I think he's going to be dangerous in Cape Town. He's got that explosive pace, and as long as those studs are digging in to the turf, like I mentioned, a little bit slippery out there at the moment, seeing as it is morning in at Cape Town, currently sitting around 10 a.m. So there's 16 matches here, says Robert in there. So the round of 16, I believe. So first of all, we've got 8 matches here, and then from those 8 matches, they move on to the round of 16, and then we've got another 8 matches for that round of 16, and then after that, we get into the quarterfinals and also the minor quarterfinals, the minor semifinals, all the other ones that keep all the teams active, which I do enjoy that process, although I'm not sure how some of the sides for the round of 16 will be liking it too much, because at the end of the day, you get a very short amount of time to be able to prepare. You don't even get a game to warm up. So that is why some of these sides that build momentum going in, they will be very happy indeed. Big love, Rob, NRL stream today. And yes, he told me, says Robert. And there as well, now it's going wide. And also George is going to be involved in that upcoming NRL stream on the Kiwi Lad Sport. Jamaica having to clean that one up. It's another high tackle, taking the quick tap now. 10 seconds left of this first half. Another slip for Jamaica. That is actually in the sun as well. Imagine what it's like trying to run around while you're in the shade. It would be like being on ice. A lot of pressure there from Sofalaran, just trying to keep this one alive for Jamaica, although it looks like Paddy Kelly able to get straight onto the ball. He actually kind of gave up, and then he got back on it and won the penalty there. Now, Barreto considered taking it quickly. They've decided against it now, though. Probably relatively smart, not go too aggressive in that one. But Cullen, he's got the hands on hips. That's not what you want to see from Scotland early on in this contest, as it was going to be. I thought Jamaica would be the side gassing out in the second half, but maybe Scotland are just feeling a little bit of the conditions in Cape Town. It's looking like a beautiful day, though. Certainly going to be an awesome full day of action with no rain. Hopefully that's the same for the next 2 as well. The next 2 days, that is. Okay, Gonzalez, the referee from Uruguay, asking for a little bit of balance here. Right on the 22, so it should be easy enough to line up where you should be standing, I would think, for both of these sides. But it will be Kalen Barreto feeding this ball in for Scotland. It's a big push on this near side as well. I want to say that might have been Jamie Farndale. Now Sofalaran tries to duck under the tackle of Jamaica. Was a good one in the end. That's going to be an advantage for offside. Unfortunately, Cameron Melville was still on the ground when he decided to play at it. Taking the quick tap, Barreto. Not quite on the mark, but they've said that it is going to be all right just for now. Now, another penalty. Marching. Okay, they weren't 10 metres back. Another take and another tap from Barreto. He's going to score the try for Scotland. And that is going to be their third of the half. So now they find themselves sitting 17 points to 7 with a kick to come. More than likely, this kick will be converted. And Callum Barreto will be able to get himself a couple more points on the ball for the Scottish. So nice work there. Unfortunately, Jamaican defence there, I believe it was Tyler Bush. And also Jack Rampton just didn't quite seem to be on the same page. It was also off a quick tap. So going to be extremely tricky to try and stop him from only about 7 meters out. Barreto scores again. That kick. There you go. That one's gone over, and it does make the score now 19 points to 7 at halftime between Scotland and Jamaica. So both of these sides, they will want to make sure that they start the second half quick, try and wear down your opposition. Panthers should win that game, says Robert. Yeah, they come in as the favourites, don't they, the Panthers? But the Eels, they've got some decent players scattered throughout that lineup. So I'm looking forward to it, but Panthers, I think, are certainly going to be hard to bet against for that contest. 3 tries for Scotland, 3 visits to the opposition 22. 1 try for Jamaica with 1 visit to the opposition 22. So pretty much all that's saying is you make it into the opposition 22, you're scoring a try, but we haven't seen a single tackle made by Scotland yet, but they have missed 1. 6 tackles made by Jamaica, missing the 2. The winner of this game goes on to face the defending champs, New Zealand, at 2 a.m. That's going to be an awesome game, and I really do look forward to seeing how it goes. Although the thing is, I'm a little bit hesitant for New Zealand because if Scotland win this game, which at the moment it does seem relatively likely that they will, I don't see New Zealand easily beating Scotland. I think Scotland will push the Kiwis and they'll have to play very well. With the fact that they don't get a warm-up game, it does mean you'd think Scotland would be a little bit more match fit, getting this little bit of a run round, getting used to the conditions. It's one thing doing it on the sidelines, but it's a completely different thing doing it in the first match of a Rugby World Cup. Whoever wins that game, though, going to be going through to the quarterfinals. I know that Fiji, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand currently come in as the favourites, and also will you get copyrighted if you show live footage of the Sevens? I certainly will. They'll take us down probably within about 10 seconds, and we won't be able to stream for 3 months. But I do recommend checking out the Rugby World Cup Sevens website, because in certain countries you can actually watch it completely for free. So I highly recommend giving that a look. When's Australia play? So Australia, they don't have to play in this pre-round of 16, but the upcoming game that they will have is in the round of 16 up against, I believe, it's going to be the winner of Hong Kong or Uruguay. That is at 2:45 a.m. New Zealand time is when that one is taking place. And then if Samoa make it through USA and Australia win their game, I believe those two sides meet in the quarterfinal. Nice work here. Now Denver starting to get a bit of a strike going for Jamaica, but it seems like he was just getting a little bit too outpaced by the number 9, Reece Cullen. It's going to be a knock-on. Or in fact, they're going to say that the ball was stuck in there. So it does become the scrum. All right, and also it's on Foxtel on beIN. And there, as well, says Robert. So yeah, there are plenty of free options around the world, including the website, like I mentioned. And also, if you're signed up for the Rugby Sevens World Cup website, you don't even have to be in a certain country. You can actually listen to the radio commentary on there, which is a pretty awesome touch. And I feel like they should do that more often. If it's not available for people to watch the game, at least do the radio commentary just so people can follow along. And Sebastian, is it on the World Rugby YouTube channel? Out of curiosity, are they showing this on World Rugby's channel, or is it only on the website that they are going to be showing it? Now, Barreto puts the ball in. Looks like the bind has been broken on that far side, so they're going to need a scrum reset. Okay, I think Denver just went up a little bit too early there, got pushed upwards. In fact, sorry, that was actually Tyler Bush who did get pushed up. And the scrum, currently 6 minutes left in this contest, 12 points difference. Scotland have only reached championship quarterfinals twice in history. So for them to be able to do so, they would have to beat New Zealand in their round of 16. It's going to be kicked in behind by Jamaica. Seen a lot of space, and it's actually a very strategic play. It's going to sit up, but it's a knock-on. They haven't quite been able to hang on to that one that time. Ryan Denver, once again, making a little mistake. He'll be disappointed with that, although if he's anything like a lot of those guys from Jamaica, they're always cool, calm, and collected. And the Sevens Live works, as he says, boss, thank you. Says a prod babe, no worries at all. So, yeah, be sure to check that out for all 3 days. They are going to have all of the coverage, which is very awesome indeed. Now, scrum feed for Scotland still inside of their 22. And Jamaica are doing pretty well in this contest. You'd have to say that Scotland would have loved to be able to put 1 or 2 more tries on the board ahead just to really help secure their spot in that round of 16, although now they've got a bit of space. Sofa Laren going down the wing. It looks like Jamaica's defence is starting to get a little bit tighter, as we did see from Ashley Smith's tackle attempt, but they've won the penalty in the breakdown. They want to take the quick tap. Scotland not getting off the ball. Right. if you are Jamaica here, the big question is, what do you do? It is going to be Fraser, who's come off the bench for Jamaica, who calls for the scrum. Risky tactic, but I can understand why you would do it. It means that you lure in 3 of the Scottish defenders, put them into your scrum, and then after that, go set play out wide. Could be a very good scenario, although I do see that Scotland are bringing in the reinforcements. Callum Young, I believe, has made his way out into the park. It looks like Burrito. Is Burrito coming off? Don't know. I don't know whether you take Burrito off at this point in time, and also Callahan made his way out onto the park. But 3 changes for Scotland. Trying to make sure that they do get the time right. So Sofalaran has come off the field. Also coming off is the number 5, Harvey Elms. And then one other man who I didn't quite catch the number of. Now, nice bit of work. Jamaica win another penalty. He takes the quick tap. Now looking to the left-hand side. Jamaica wide cut-out pass. It's risky, but it's worked out nicely. Falling into the hands of Ryan Denver. He is solidly built. You'd have to say anytime it goes to a breakdown, that man, if he's got the technique right, could be extremely dangerous. Now running sideways. Nice pass from Jamaica. Bit of a counter from the Jamaicans. That's a high shot from Jamie Farndale, and that's going to be a yellow card for him as well. They're going to go time off and check this one. I think that was pretty cynical from Jamie Farndale. And yes, the man he was tackling, Anthony Bingham, is not very tall at all. You still cannot go around taking players' heads off. Penalty for the high tackle. Does seem like they are going to be calling it that way. So we will go like this and like this. And also isn't on YouTube, only the Sevens World Cup website. So I guess it's great advertising for their website, isn't it? Although other than the Sevens World Cup, I would have thought it would be on World Rugby's one as well, just because World Rugby, at least if you attract viewers to the Sevens World Cup, they can go, oh, okay, World Rugby is where you can find the rest of the 7 series for 2022-23, rather than like the one-off one, getting them hooked and then having them not know where to find it. So I feel like at least a link to the World Rugby would have been a nice little touch from them. Farndale now going across once again. It will be Cullen. Short pass, and it's going to be Owsley replacing Jordan Edmonds in this one. Nice run forward. In fact, now that I think about it, Jordan Edmonds will be back playing in the Gallagher Premiership, won't he? Or no, he plays Scottish rugby, if I'm not wrong. So that's probably why we haven't seen him in this competition. That one drifted forward to Farndale, but they're going to say it's play on, and Farndale scores the try now. And they may feel a little bit hard done by there, Jamaica, but 2.5 minutes gone, or 2.5 minutes left in the second half. They're saying, did look forward. 5 yards forward, they have called there, Jamaica. They'll be disappointed with that. Farndale gets in, though, for the try. And the one benefit of it being so slippery is scoring tries can be a lot of fun. You can slide over from like 5 out and still well and truly make it, as long as your technique is correct. But currently, Farndale, they've got the corner flag. Camera doing very nicely. And it's a drop kick attempt. It's just curled away to the right-hand side. The score will remain 24 points to 7 now in favour of Scotland. So the next game that we are going to be covering, it will be Tonga versus Kenya. And the sad thing is, I don't want to see either of those sides miss out on the round of 16, but sadly one of them has to. So hopefully it is going to be a good game. That one's almost just gone the 10 metres for Scotland. Like they're saying, the commentators have just made the same point that I made earlier on. You don't actually get the opportunity for those sides who are into the round 16 without a warm-up game. You don't really get that opportunity to get those legs pumping, get that feeling of being out on the field. You get to analyze your opponent, see what they've done, but that can only get you so far. And Penguin belly slide try, says Sebastian there as well. Yeah, I think we're going to see a few of those throughout Cape Town, the sliding ones. I wonder if anyone's going to dive from 5+ meters out. I'm kind of keen to see if it happens now. Now, Jamaica, I'm going to clean that one up. Little knock on, 1 minute 16 left. And like they're saying, the fatigue in this matchup is now just starting to set in a bit more for these two sides. The next game that has taken place, ladies and gentlemen, it will be at 8:23. So we've actually got a 12-minute break between this game and the next one, but that will be the game between Kenya and Tonga. It's going to be an awesome one. And I like the fact that every once in a while they have got that little bit more of a break just to make sure that they're not running behind, because as soon as you get an injury or anything along those lines, it can really cost you time. That's going to be the knock-on from Scotland. That time, Freddie Owsley just not quite able to hang on to it. And also 5+ meter slide. That's quite the friction, my friend, says Sebastian. Although I think it's doable, because we saw Farndale there. He probably dove from about 2 or 3 meters out and slid a couple meters past the line. I think it's going to be interesting, as long as you got, I guess, the right thighs and knees for it, because you want to make sure you're sliding nicely. You got to get those legs up in the air, feet off the ground. Give it an almighty slide. If we see one of those, I'm going to be very happy. That's going to be a lot of pressure. Another penalty for offside against Scotland, time against Cullen. So they'll have to make sure that they do right those wrongs that they have had throughout this match. It's a kick in behind from Jamaica. Interesting tactic, as Scotland, I believe, will be able to just grab this one, kick it into touch, and that will be the end of the match. 24 points to 7. Not the worst result in the world for Jamaica. Scotland go through to face off against the Kiwis at 2 a.m. So far, we do know the 4 teams making it through to the round of 16. There hasn't been any upsets as of yet. It's going to be Ireland, Canada, Samoa, and Scotland, all ranked higher than their counterparts in Portugal, Zimbabwe, Uganda, and Jamaica. But the good news is every side other than Portugal who have come in as the underdogs have been able to score a try. So that is actually an exciting stat, because later on when we see those minor matches taking place, which are actually going to be tomorrow night, we're going to get to see the loser of Ireland versus, so it's going to be Portugal versus maybe Chile? Could be there. Although Germany versus Chile should be a good match. Germany, for me, are a little bit of a dark horse in this competition. They've got a lot of skill, but they just don't really get too many opportunities. I remember when they were brought into the Sevens, and they looked very strong throughout the process. So I am hoping it's going to be relatively similar in there as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. Like I mentioned, we got a little bit of a short break. In 7 minutes' time, we will be back for Tonga when they do take on the Kenyans. But thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you all in a very short moment.